Assalamu alaikum, everyone. My name is Hanifa Menon, and I am here to share a few videos with you. I was politely asked if I could share some thoughts with you about emotional healing, and I have happily accepted this opportunity to be able to speak with you. I'm thinking about four videos that might help you in terms of a soul connection. So I'm going to be calling this Soulful Communication. And this is a four-part series on emotional healing. So today I wanted to start with the idea of family drama. Family drama. Now, who would have that? This I want to make sure that we focus on family drama, understanding, and improving communication. So, when I think about family drama, and as you might think about family drama, it's pretty fun to watch in a TV sitcom, isn't it? Now, I grew up with things like The Cosby Show or Family Ties and things like that, and you might have too. Or you might be growing up with current comedies or sitcoms that you might see. You might also see some reality TV and you would see family drama, right? So, but we all know our own family drama. So, when watching it on a movie or in a TV show, it's a very different space, right? It's kind of fun to watch. Oh, yeah, I could understand that character, that sort of idea. But when we're dealing with family drama from our own life experiences, it's often not as amusing, right? So we all know most families will have different personalities or different people who play different roles in the family. One might be, the really angry one, the really expressive one, the really has to be heard one. Another person could be the really quiet one. Another person could be the fearful one, the person that hides in their room, the person who is crying alone, the person who can't speak, right? So we know that these are personalities and these bring up emotions in us. So we have been these personalities too. I wanted to make sure that you all know is oftentimes as we grow up, and this could mean in your teens that you're growing up from when you were a child, or it could be when you see this video, you might be an adult with parents and children, but whichever way, whatever age you are, you're likely going to look back on your past experiences in the family to see what kind of drama you have witnessed or been part of or have experienced yourself. And you will notice that you will notice all those different roles in the family, right? So there was the angry one, there was the quiet one, there was the upset one. And you can notice if you look really carefully that a little bit of each of them is in you. And this is an important recognition for ourselves to understand because it's very easy, or I'll say easier, to say, I feel this way because my parent did this. I feel this way because my sister was like this. I feel this way because my brother was like this. And as soon as we start understanding that all we have to do is finish with, I feel this way, period, right? That's taking the ownership of I feel this way. So without looking for a place to blame, first, we can take the ownership of we are feeling in a particular way. And again, this can be related to family drama according to this particular presentation I'm doing for you. This, of course, can leak out into other experiences. So I feel angry can then bleed out into the work situation. I'm angry at work. But of course, we've always got somewhere to blame. It's because that person is like this. It's because this situation is like this, right? Same thing that happens in the family. And in the family, we might have even been hearing, I am upset because that person did this. So we might have heard a parent saying this. I'm upset because of this. Another parent could come home from a workplace that wasn't comfortable and they said, I'm upset in the house because this is what happened at work. And we picked up those same habits. So, this is the first place to start. I'd like to give you some ideas with which to change this style of communication that we do with ourselves, right? We do it with ourselves and then we share it with family. And to stop some family drama, I'd like you to first bring about your awareness to your heart and soul. So, you might know about the idea of the soul, and I think we all understand this soul energy. But oftentimes we forget that the soul, for many readings, if you've done any sort of spiritual reading, you will notice that the heart and the soul are very closely connected. And often people will say, my soul feels like this, or my heart feels like this, or I feel it in my heart. Now, what do we feel in our hearts? We can feel joy in our hearts. I feel it in my heart, or I can feel sadness in my heart. I can feel grief in my heart, right? These are the emotions that often, things that are very close to us, we hold in our heart. And that energy is also tied to our soul energy. And this is so important to first recognize that this energy is being held in this space. And if we bring our mindful attention to this is how I'm feeling, now bring an attention of nurturing that feeling, nurturing that, whether it's from an experience in childhood that you remember that I know I was hurt when that happened, or if you're noticing something at work that is very similar to something that's happening at home too, notice it, recognize it, feel it in the heart, and start speaking to yourself as you would a child, someone that you're trying to heal, which is yourself, to come beyond this space of hurt or fear or neglect or sadness. And if you're feeling joy, welcome that too, right? So you're acknowledging either one, whether I'm sad or whether I'm happy. I want to acknowledge it. It's close to my heart. I'm feeling joyful because this feels really good. I feel really good. That's all we have to think. It's not because I achieved this, not because I did that, not because this person said this to me. I just feel really good. And when I don't feel good, I can say, I don't feel so good. I feel sad. I feel upset. I feel not so happy right now, right? So all of those things. Next thing that I wanted to make sure that you know is that you can refocus your attention. So let's say I'm thinking, I feel sad, right? I can refocus on this energy that I'm carrying, any energy that you might have heard the term lower vibrations. Lower vibrations would be things like judgment, anger, fear, sadness, disappointment, grief. And higher energies are happiness and joy and satisfaction and contentment. And when we're carrying those lower energies in our heart, we feel it, right? So don't we notice that in terms of our energy feels a little bit less enthusiastic, right? It doesn't feel so strong. We feel this in our heart and it affects our mind and our body. So it affects how we think about our day. It affects the energy that we have for our day. And this is so important to refocus. We refocus with the mind that, oh, I'm feeling this energy. First, I'm nurturing it, that I'm so sorry you're going through this experience, this feeling, this hurt, this sadness, this emotion, and then shift it. Remember, it's our own minds that help us feel one way or the other. It's my mind that can remember when I felt excellent, and it's my mind that can remember when I don't feel so good. And our minds have been trained to focus on the things that don't feel so good. So, to refocus our energy of our emotional patterns to something that feels good, even if it's only enjoying the day, taking a fresh breath of air, right? So getting outside, noticing the garden, noticing kind people, thinking about a kind situation, all of those things can shift how my mind is thinking. So the amount of time that we spend in anything will definitely make a difference. The other thing is that I want to make sure that I tell you some of the stuff that I've written down to share with you is a lot of people don't actually shift how we feel towards someone. So someone has hurt me and I feel hurt by them. Now, how I speak to them is also hurtful. And this energy goes back and forth, back and forth. Someone has hurt me. That's how I've perceived it. And then I hurt. Now, that person was already hurting before they spoke to me. We can understand this, right? When we're standing at more of an objective space, we can see that when someone is hurting, we might have heard that term that says, hurt people, then we need to own what we're doing. So when we're seeing someone's hurting and they've expressed on us, even if we haven't done anything and we might feel rightfully hurt by that experience, we can understand that that person is also coming from hurt. Now, if I just hurt back and express that hurt, you did this to me, by blame, by anger, by even not talking, which has a strong energy to it, right? This is just sharing and recycling hurt. And those emotions can be mindfully stopped. So we can literally say, okay, this person is hurting. I felt the hurt. I don't think that was very kind to say, but how will I be in my best space that from me only good energy happens? And when I can speak or not speak with true, authentic, good energy within me, it changes how I feel and it will change how the house will feel. It would change how a work environment will feel, but it takes that mindful energy to do so. And then finally, I want to just share one more tip is to strengthen your own resilience by learning and growing. So if we can understand today that if someone has made me feel not so good, and I feel not so good, and I express from a space of I don't feel good, so that's where I'm expressing from. It doesn't matter what I blame for, that's why I'm expressing this. It's because this happened at work, at home, with this person or that person, or I'm being judged. And if I'm being judged and I send out a not kind energy where I'm judging, the other person is so judgmental, where is it coming from? I'm also thinking that that person is judgmental, which means I'm judgmental, right? That I think I've been hurt. Now I won't speak kindly to them. So I have to own that I'm being hurtful now, right? So if we can catch ourselves, then we are developing resilience by learning and growing. How does this develop resilience? Because we might think that we are saying something not kind or not speaking kindly to someone, even if we think that we're being kind by not saying something. That heavier energy, which still holds the same frustration, the same hurt, the same sadness in the mind, is a very strong energy that the other person can feel. And if we're really honest, we kind of want them to feel it, right? Because they did make us feel so good. So we don't want to really make them feel good. We want to hear them say, "Are you okay?" Right? And can we say that? Am I okay? Can I bring out the best energy of myself to affect my family and then affect my environment at work? But it's even beyond that. It affects me first as it comes out of my mind, my heart to be shared. As I share loving energy, kindness, compassion, I feel it first, and then the world around me feels it. So, this is a big concept to try to understand, and I'm hoping that in this series of videos, you will understand this more and more. And I'll give you some other tips in the future videos. I hope for now that you've learned something useful that you can apply to your own life experience and benefit yourself and the people that you love around you. I wish you a fantastic day ahead, and I hope you will use this and know that you can have emotional resilience that is so beneficial to all of us. I wish you a fantastic day, and I'll talk to you again soon. Bye bye.